What's up, y'all?
Coach,
Bigger
good
group
to see
today.
you.
Yep.
Coach, you obviously, got to the point of now you can finally prep for a team. What you guys get done today, and what was Jalen able to do today, if anything?
Yes. Still no live play for Jalen. We still kept it ourselves today. The prep will start tomorrow, which is still, a day earlier than normal. Cleaned up some stuff from the scrimmage. Kind of just got back to our big rocks, our habits, and then we didn't play player on player today. We just did player on coaches.
How close is Jalen in terms of what progress has he made since re-injury?
Yeah, he's still taking it. I mean, obviously progress has been made, but we're still taking it day by day. Again, it's those soft tissues. You don't know exactly where it's at. You'll see him do work before practice. Still, I think it's that same timeline. He won't be there opening night.
And then looking at Morris now, so he said he's ready to go for the opening. I'm curious to see him now when he's starting from the start of July 1st to now. How are you feeling about the ramp up defense we had to get there?
I think you'll be able to see too, just his added strength out there, and you put him on the floor, just his size. Again, controlling the paint, offensively putting his head on the rim, and defensively just being in there deters people players even driving. So you could definitely feel his physicality right off the bat.
Coach, what have you most enjoyed about coaching this team so far? A lot of guys have talked about how much they've enjoyed being in the gym and the competitive nature of practices. We got nicknames, villain juniors, all the above. Just what have you enjoyed about this team so far?
I think it's that. It's the competitive nature of the group. I think, and then it's contagious. When your leaders are built like that, I think it just bleeds throughout the whole roster. Then we got young guys that think the same way. So it's almost empowering for some of those young guys when the veterans are bringing it out of the group. Those young guys feel even more empowered to be themselves, to be the competitive players that they are.
I know it's a few days away from opening night, but just how excited are you to kind of get rolling, and any thoughts that you have as opening night kind of approaches?
I think today it just felt different. You could almost flip the page from the preseason. I think we've had different stages like this throughout the summer, and today was another stage that we kind of closed, and now it's a focused time of year that you want to go out and perform. There's that anxiety or that energy, whatever you want to say, for the whole group, and I think we don't know exactly where we're at. We've had a good preseason. We've seen some things that we've wanted to put into our system. Now we'll see, for sure, 3 games and 4 nights to open this thing. We'll see exactly where we're at.
With Colin being anointed villain junior by Dylan, does he have villain tendencies that need to be molded and shaped?
I don't even know what that means. He's just a competitive guy out here. It's easy to see why those two connect, by how hard they play. They're all about the right stuff. They're all about winning. So it's no surprise that Dylan kind of has taken Colin under his wing. But yeah, they're both two of our competitors, and I think we have multiple. I think we have a big group of competitors that are out there that maybe we'll have some offspring as we go along that are that's what we want to be about, just in general. So it's no surprise that those two have connected.
Coach, it was Houston who said they're going to start 2 bigs to start the other 2 centers. Small ball was all the rage a couple years ago. Now we're seeing more double big lineups. What do you think about? We talked about this at Media Day for sure, but the ever-shifting sort of shape that the league continues to take with where guys play.
Yeah, I think it's no surprise they had some success with it last year to try it out early in the season. That's what's best for their roster to start. We're going to do what's best for our roster at the start of the year. But it's constantly moving, trying to figure out what's the best solution on a night-to-night basis, but also what's best for your group. And, I'm sure we'll figure out some of those solutions as we go forward. We haven't tried any of that, in games so far, but we'll see how we progress. I love our center depth in general. And at the end of the day, you want your best players on the floor. So we haven't seen any of that in games, but it might be something later in the season.
Do you feel like you have good options to go big or small, just depending on what you need for a matchup?
I do. I think we have enough depth in the roster to really try to test both sides out. It's the same. It's whatever 5 we have on the floor, we're looking to beat the other 5 on the other end. So whatever, it might be a more defensive group. It might be a more offensive group. I don't really view it as small or big. It's just the 5 guys on the floor. beat the other 5 guys. That's the goal.
It's what you just said about playing double bigs, like not committing to it, but you're open to the idea of like whatever the team needs, right?
Yeah, I'm open to winning whatever game's out there and playing the best that we can. So whatever it takes that night to win the game, that's what we'll do.
Jordan, last year you were part of a Cleveland staff, a Cleveland team that opened up with 15 straight wins, which is amazing. What do you remember about that run and just how that unfolded?
I remember what we did in the preseason. We were 0-4 in the preseason. So to start the season out like that, I think there was a couple early close games in New York. I definitely remember even opening night, we struggled in Toronto turning the ball over. And then it just started to snowball. And then before you look up, 15-0 going into Boston in a big game. I remember that night too. So it just kind of, the momentum just kept going. And then it was like a healthy spirit of the group that kept it going. And even when times didn't feel great early in that season, you knew that the process was right. The guys were clicking. They were all together. We didn't know we'd start out 15-0 because we didn't know in the preseason. We thought we'd be pretty good, but we were 0-4 to start it.
Is winning the only way to kind of get that kind of spirit within a team?
I don't think so. I think this building has a large impact in it, keeping the energy and environment when these guys step in here, win or loss, that this is a place that they feel comfortable being themselves and they feel like they can develop and they want to be here and they want to spend time here. That's the goal. I think we found some of it here early, but again, the test is going to come. And we want to keep that energy and this enthusiasm that we have right now going forward every time they step in this building.
When you talk about having audience generated and goal definition and all of those things, I feel like it all emanates from having a culture established. Curious for you, what have you learned about establishing the culture in your previous stops? And how have you kind of implemented those things in the real life?
Good question. I always say like the culture, the identity, that's like a result of the day-to-day habits that we all do. So I don't think you think about the end of what it looks like or what it feels like. You just know when you're in it, you feel a certain type of way. I'm going to reference a lot from last year. Like, we didn't know. You didn't know until you started the games and it started to go. You knew you had high character players. I know we have high character players. I know we're going to play super hard. And I think you just build off of that. You build off your strengths. You build off what you're preaching. If you have to adjust some of the concepts or some of the things that you're doing, you got to adjust. You got to be open enough to adapt as the season goes on to what fits your group the best.
Thanks, Coach.
Good? Thank you all.